welcome back. I'm going to have to do this. I just finished the main feature of Return of the Killer Tomatoes. So, Return of the Killer Tomatoes features Dr. Gangrene, played by John Astin, who was Gomez Addams in the original TV show The Addams Family, creating tomatoes that can turn into people. That's about it. There's also a story between a character named Tara, and I think the main guy's name is Chad. Not sure what his best friend and roommate's name is, but the best friend and roommate played by George Clooney. This is, I don't want to call it a spoof, because that's not really the right term, but they do make fun of product placement. But it also kind of spoofs some action stuff, so it's weird all the way around. I don't like the original Attack of the Killer Tomatoes because I found it to be extremely boring, other than like one or two jokes. And the one joke I like is actually repeated here in this movie. But yeah, the other thing that's interesting that I did not know is there was an Attack of the Killer Tomatoes cartoon that I knew. I watched it on Saturday mornings as a kid. I did not realize that a lot of that cartoon comes from this movie. FT and Tara from that cartoon series are in this movie. So that's where it comes from. Gangrene from this movie is in the cartoon. So, and in the cartoon he's also voiced by John Astin. So yeah, just based on the movie alone, do I recommend it? I would say yes. The only thing that I would say though is that it can get a little bit boring toward the middle. But other than that, it is funny. There's a lot of jokes. There is a little bit of gross out humor in that the war hero from the first movie, Finletter, has opened up a no tomato pizzeria. So he makes like a gummy bear and peanut butter pizza, but instead of sauce there's peanut butter and then it's layered with gummy bears. And then in one of the first shots a person has an anchovy on it. Stuff like that. So, yeah. Do I recommend Return of the Killer Tomatoes? Yes, I give it, I guess, 4 stars. I don't know how I rate these usually. 2 thumbs up, 4 stars, whatever. I liked Return of the Killer Tomatoes. This is a lot better than Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Now, sadly, I will not be doing a review of the other 2 tomato film, or the other, 2 tomato films, Killer Tomatoes Strike Back and Killer Tomatoes Eat France, because I do not have physical copies of those. I would want to have those to be able to watch it, as I don't really know if they're streaming digitally either. All I could find was this one and the first one digitally. So, I will be right back, and I will be discussing these special features. Welcome back, everybody. This is the special features of Return of the Killer Tomatoes. There are, I'd say 2, technically 1 special feature on here. 2 if you call it commentary. 3 if you count the booklet that came with this, because this was this was a day 1 purchase. The first thing I'll talk about is the booklet a little bit. It has an essay by James Oliver. I don't know how well you can see that. It basically goes into the details of how Return of the Killer Tomatoes came to be. And that's basically all I can say about it. It's not good or bad, it's just fact, basically. It's nothing like the booklets that were in, like, the Andy Milligan set or any of the other sets, but it's a respectable booklet. And of course, as always, at the end of the booklet, after the essay is done, it shows about the transfer and all that. So, special feature on here. The one I did watch was an interview with, basically the one, is an interview with Anthony Stark. Anthony Stark played Chad. The interview segment is called Hanging with Chad. He goes into detail about how they were the first one to do product placement. He goes into how he got cast in the movie, how he began to work with it. That's all I can say. There's not really a big review about it. It's just how he got involved, that type of stuff. The other feature would be an audio commentary with Michael Felsher of Red Shirt Pictures. I did not listen to it. I did not listen to the commentary because this is one of those films where after watching it once, if I listen to the commentary, it's going to be a few months away because I saw it once, I'm going to put it away for a while. It's one of those I can't go, oh, I love this. Let's watch it again with the commentary, see what I missed. So yeah. The other features are theatrical trailers and TV spots and still galleries. That's it. So realistically, there's only 2 features. 1 if you count the audio commentary. 1 if you count the interview. 3 if you count the booklet, which, since this was a first run, I don't know if booklets are in the other ones. While I'm thinking of it, before I forget, I went in to put the special feature on, and I was at the credits. Because, you know, movie credits start, I tend to shut it off. A lot of older movies did not have post-credit sequences. I said a lot of older movies. This one does. So, I was surprised by that. I'm not going to spoil it, but there is a post-credit sequence if you watch Return of the Killer Tomatoes. I think when this came out, I paid about $20 for it. And yeah, if you can find this for about $20, go ahead and pick it up. I do recommend Return of the Killer Tomatoes. If you want to be a completionist, Return was put out by Arrow. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was put out by MVD Rewind, which I think runs you between $15 and $20 for that on Blu-ray. So yeah, I recommend Return of the Killer Tomatoes. I do not recommend Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, but if you're a completionist, get both of them. So, thank you for watching, and remember to stay spooky, stay scary, take care, and we will see you in 2 weeks.